Welcome to the Video CPA. Good to have you with us today. I'm Michael Scott. I'm a CPA, 45 plus years of tax experience, and I'm glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about cryptocurrency again. This is the second video on cryptocurrency, but today we're going to talk about some of the tax software products that help you account for your cryptocurrency so that you can actually do your tax return. And you might ask, why do I need this? But unfortunately, if you do many transactions in cryptocurrency, you're not going to get a 1099-B like you do when you invest with a regular stock brokerage firm. You're just going to get a list of transactions. And so what these products do is actually summarize those transactions for you into gains and losses and short-term and long-term, that type of stuff. So it's going to be necessary not only for individuals, but accounting firms and tax firms are going to have to have this stuff as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. Here's our disclaimer on affiliate marketing. We have a disclaimer on education. And so I already talked about what it does. It periodically summarizes your transactions, and I'll show you a little later what these transactions look like and why you almost need to do this. And this stuff is not really expensive. I mean, it's an annual charge, and it can be anywhere from $49 up to probably $300 for the year. And so some of them, we'll get into the features a little bit later. But so this kind of stuff is not designed to actually prepare your tax return, although some of these vendors will prepare your tax return for you if you give them all the information that they need. But it is designed to summarize your tax return data from cryptocurrency investing and trading so that it's easier for you to prepare it. Okay, some of the features then: calculates long and short-term gains from cryptocurrency. Does calculate whether it's a gain or a loss for that particular currency. Some products produce Schedule D for your tax return and Form 8949. All right, now this is nice because it does summarize it, and if you take it, for example, to a tax preparer, they're going to put it in their own system, so they don't care whether 8949 is summarized or not, whether it's produced, or Schedule D, because they're going to produce the Schedule D and the 8949 out of their own tax software, and you will probably do the same. Some of them, though, you can actually import the stuff into tax software. For example, TurboTax and TaxAct have ways of actually importing some of these products into your tax software. So, and again, what these products do is take all your transactions and they will summarize them. They work with various crypto exchanges. They don't work with all of them, all right? They work with numerous wallets and blockchains, but not every product works with all of them, okay? And so we'll talk about what to look for when you buy a little later in this video, but it is important that you know what wallets and what blockchains they work with if you're thinking about buying one. All right, like I said, you can import some files into your tax preparation software. Right now, as far as I know, that's mainly TurboTax and TaxAct, and that is not in all cases, okay? Most of them will work with other countries other than just the United States. And some feature portfolio management, which will help you bring in information from different wallets that you might have or on different exchanges, and let you know on an annual basis, I'm sorry, not an annual basis, but on a daily basis what your gains and losses are from your cryptocurrency investments. And they support options. Well, the support options are different between products. Nobody gives you live support, unfortunately, what they call truly live support. You can't call people and get an individual on the phone. That's what at least the ones that I've looked at. And some offer some chat support, and they will advertise that as 24/7 support, and sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Some offer email support, okay? But the support differs between the products, what kind of support. But I'll tell you right now, there's no opportunity, if any of them I looked at, of talking to a human being. So it's all just internet-based, email-based type support. And the prices are based on the number of transactions that you actually do during the year, and it actually processes. For example, for $50 a year, you might get 250 transactions that it'll process. If you go over 250, well, then it might be $80 a year. So that's the kind of thing we're talking about, and I'll show you that a little later on. All right. So let me show you this, and this was in our my other video on cryptocurrency. But this is the transaction report out of Coinbase, and this is what you're really going to get. Now, this one has got very few transactions on it. And even with this one, I wouldn't want to try to figure out manually what my gain or loss was on this, okay? And this one's pretty darn easy. But if you have, you've got 200 or 300 transactions or 1,000 transactions in cryptocurrency, you're just not going to be able to do it without this software. And that's why I'm telling you, most individuals that do any type of investing in cryptocurrency are going to have one of these programs. And certainly, like I say, tax and accounting firms are going to have them as well. All right, because what you're getting is a list of transactions from your exchange. And Coinbase is one of the better exchanges out there. I mean, maybe some of the exchanges offer a little bit more, but this is the kind of stuff you're looking at. So it's going to be difficult to prepare anything from this. All right. Let's look at tax software and the prices. All right. Now, I looked at 6 different software programs that will summarize your taxes out of Bitcoin for you, or out of cryptocurrency. Okay. Crypto Trader Tax, Coinly, Token Tax, Coin Tracking, Accointing.com, and TaxBit. All right. When I looked at, when I was examining and doing research on these are the ones that came up most commonly as the top programs. And if I left a program out, that may very well be as good as well. I mean, if you are using a program that works very well, let me know in the comments section. I'd like to know, because I need to purchase one of these. So if you look at it through all the features that I've mentioned, most of these will have all of them summarize, calculate gains, tell you whether it's long-term or short-term. All right, you don't have a problem with that. All right, some of them produce an 89.49. Now, I don't think that's that big a deal. I mean, it's nice, I guess. I mean, if you get an 89.49 and it's summarized all your data, then if you have to put it into your tax return software, you can do that. If it's got an import function, you can do that. But the fact that it produces an 89.49, which is the tax return that you report usually your investment activity on, even stock sales go on 89.49. So that form is a backup form for Schedule D on your 1040 tax return, or on actually other tax returns as well. All right, one thing you do need to make sure of, and I'll talk about this a little bit, is whether it works with your crypto exchange or not that you're buying on, and whether it works with your wallet blockchains. All right, so some of these don't work with very many wallets. And you need to, so it's important that you know what wallets they work with. Is a free option available? Some of them have free options available. In fact, 3 out of the 6 I could clearly identify that there was a free option available. Now, some of them will say, okay, if you buy this, you can use it free for 14 days. All right, and then we're going to charge you after that. We're going to hit your credit card. That's not a free option, so I didn't count those as free options. So Coinly, Coin Tracking, and Accounting have free options available. So what I did is, I am investing in cryptocurrency to some extent, and I'm going to need one of these programs. So I went out and downloaded Coinly's free program, and I downloaded Accounting's free program. And I would have downloaded Coin Tracking's free program, but I see that it only works with 9 wallets, and their wallets that it works with weren't some of the wallets that I wanted to deal with. So I downloaded just Coinly and Accounting, and I like both of them. There were things I liked better about one than the other, but when I started looking at the wallets that I've got, and there's 4 or 5 wallets that I deal with my cryptocurrency investing, Coinly had all those wallets in it. All right, Accounting had the wallets, but it did not deal with the crypto coins in some situations. So there were, with Coinly, I own 3 crypto coins that Coinly had in it, but Accounting did not. Okay, and then I could not bring one of my exchanges in. I was having problems bringing one of my exchanges into both Coinly and both Accounting, and so I put in a support request asking about one, why I couldn't bring in the exchange, okay, why that wasn't working, and whether they would help me with that. Now I told them I've got a free thing here. I'm thinking about buying. I'm looking at buying your product. So I put in one on that, and then with Accounting I put in a request on, hey, what about these 3 coins that you're not listing? Can I get those? Are those really added, or can I add those somehow? Well, I put that in Wednesday. Today is Friday, and I haven't heard a thing from either one of them yet. So even though they have support, it's not very quick support. And you would think that if you got somebody out there that's thinking about buying one of these products, that they would get back pretty quickly. But I haven't heard a thing. So anyway, I wouldn't say the support is great on either one of them, and maybe not on any of this stuff. And for that matter, I use a lot of tax software, a lot of software programs, and in the tax business and in cryptocurrency, and investing with stocks and stuff. And to be quite honest, there isn't any support that's very good anymore. It all stinks as far as I'm concerned. You can't get a human on the phone, and you just have to wait. And it's very hard to put in your problems through a chat or through an email or something. So it's difficult. But so that's what I've seen in the support area anyway on these that I downloaded. Now, some of them don't have a lot of wallets, so I discounted Crypto Tax Trader because it did not advertise a lot of wallets. TaxBit does not have a lot, even though in Coin Tracking I actually downloaded, and Token Tax, when I looked at that, it didn't have my wallets in it either. So Coinly seemed to be the best approach so far, although, like I say, it's so far its support stinks. But of all of these, I'm looking at Coinly now. I work with Stanbury Research and their crypto capital on my crypto investments, and they had recommended Coinly, coin tracking, and token tax. So, and I thought a coining was very good. Actually, I liked it. I liked its screens and stuff, but it just didn't have quite the stuff I wanted, and its support hasn't been good. And then when I went out to coining the next day after I'd set up an account, it was gone. I couldn't find the darn account. I mean, even though I had my password and I had my user ID, the password, nothing showed up. So that's why I'm really leaning toward Coinly. All right, what to look for if you buy, and we mentioned some of these. See if it supports your wallets. Okay, if you're using 2 or 3 wallets, that's fine. You may have a wallet that's an exchange wallet that's built into Coinbase or something like that, and that's easy. I mean, everybody supports that. So, but if you've got different types of wallets that support some of these minor currencies, there are 2 types of exchanges, and I didn't explain this in my other video, but there are 2 types of exchanges really. One that takes fiat currency, which is Coinbase and Binance and some of the others, and then there are wallets that only take cryptocurrency as payment. And so in that case, you've got to buy Ethereum, or you've got to buy Bitcoin and send it over to this other exchange and exchange it for the crypto that you want. All right, and if you do that, you're going to have to deal with other wallets and different exchanges. So just be aware of that. And so that's why you might have some exchanges some wallets that are a little bit different than just a main Coinbase wallet. All right. See if your exchange is supported. See if your coins are supported. And I would send in a question and see how fast and efficiently it's answered. Right now, I haven't gotten an answer yet, so I'm not too impressed. And how often is data from your wallet synced? Now, this is kind of hard to tell unless you can actually download a product and look at it now. Coinly is synced once a day, and that may be fast enough for you. But Coinly does have the option of being able to sync it anytime you want. And I was going to go back into Cointing and see how often it's synced. It seems very fast. It seems to work faster than Coinly. But my account was gone, and I didn't feel like setting it up again. I was kind of irritated by it. So look at those things, and if you don't like what you've downloaded, download another free version. Okay, and but you need to make sure that if you're buying one of these things, that it's got in it what you want, because you don't want to have your tax stuff from cryptocurrency in 2 or 3 different places. All right, so that's your tax software, and like I say, I think everybody that's going to do anything in the cryptocurrency space is going to need it. So it's if you are investing in cryptocurrency and you haven't looked at this stuff, I've done a lot of the research for you. So I would start looking at some of these things before the year end if you're going to have quite a few transactions, and get one of these products and get used to it. And the price is about the same on all of them. The entry price anyway is about $50 on all of them. Some are a little higher. It depends on how many transactions you do with the entry price. And then you need to look at, I like the fact that some of them have a little bit of portfolio management in them, where you can actually look at your stuff and on a daily or weekly basis and see where you are with some of cryptocurrency transactions. So thank you for watching. Good to have you with me today, and I'll be back next week.